Dear friends, I welcome you once again. I am Sister Prisca Nwokorie in A Moment with Sister Prisca. Are you surprised about the title of today's discussion? No, don't be surprised. But I'm going to fill you with surprises about what I mean. I am divorced. Many may be thinking, oh, Sister is married. No, I'm talking about something else. Beautiful. It affects you in a different way, and I believe you too are going to enjoy it as soon as we begin discussing. I mean, I am divorced. I am divorced from my old self. I had to let laziness out of my life so that I can begin to write my success story. Today, we are having this honest conversation, not in a noisy way, but in a reflective way. Because I believe if you pay attention to everything I am going to say, you too will decide and make up your mind to divorce yourself from your old self. I am divorced from my old self. If that title already states something inside you, stay with me because this message is not about blame. It is about freedom. It is about growth. It is about success, real success. Before we continue, I would want you to take a moment, reflect, and think about your own journey so far. Are you doing well in your places of work? Are you really finding life beautiful, or do you still have some way to go? I would want to know your thoughts in the comment section. I got to divorce myself, not because someone asked me to do so. I decided to divorce myself from my old self because the life I was living was not too comfortable. It was not productive. I had a lot of dreams, beautiful dreams about myself. But when I discovered I was in a forced marriage, I had to divorce myself from laziness, from procrastination, from weakness, from things, dreams, dreamt and never come to reality. Yes, I divorced myself from being lazy to become hardworking. I divorced myself from a first life of procrastination into doing. Because each step I take in my life to make my story better, I arrive at success. I disentangled myself from everything that would lead me to failure. Yes, that is the reason of my divorce. It is not about union with a fellow person. No, it is divorcing myself from my weakness, from everything that has ugly story to tell about me. This is what I mean by divorce. It is not about marriage. There was no courtroom when I divorced my old self. No witnesses, no argument. It was a personal decision between myself and my God. It was a moment of truth when I had to go back to myself, rearrange the wardrobe of my heart, think about my dreams, beautiful dreams I had about my future, things I desired to do. All of them remained in my memory without achieving that. For that reason, I had to divorce myself from future untold, from things I never got to know about my journey. When I realized that the person I was living with, my old habits, my old excuses, my old lifestyle was slowly destroying the future I kept hoping for. Not through failure, not through scandal, but through neglect. Laziness had become comfortable in my life. Disorder had become normal, and procrastination had learned my name. I could count my name. Oh, Prisca failure, Prisca disappointment, Prisca unrealized future. But immediately I struck my heart and discovered I was making a lot of mistakes. I divorced my old habits so that I may begin to write my story new. Today I understand this. If I still married to this version of myself, I would never move forward. That was the reason, even while living in the city, I remained a village girl. Even while staying with the learned ones, I was still an illiterate. Even while staying with the wise, I was not still making any way. Until I divorced my old lifestyle, began to make effort. Even when others laugh at my own mistakes, I took courage as my new companion. I took patience as another witness, and I took self control to be the best friend I could have. Let us be honest with our present society. You and I are witnesses to this. Many people are not stuck because they are untalented. They are stuck because of the lifestyle that contradicts with their own trends. That's why we see brilliant children. We meet many people with special gifts in them, but are not making headway because they were married to a wrong person. Divorce yourself so that you will free yourself and become whom you have desired to be, whom God has designed that you should be. We live in a world full of information, but sort of discipline. People know what to do, but they don't do it. Homes are cluttered, schedules are chaotic, goals are vague, days are wasted. We keep on planning to do, to do, to do, yet we do nothing. At the end of the day, all our programs remain where we have left them without any progress. If you divorce your old lifestyle and discipline yourself, your story will change. I have tried it. That is the reason I can tell you about my journey so far. Most times in our society, we blame the government, we blame the system, we blame the backgrounds, and yet those things matter. But we rarely talk about our daily habits. Yes, things may not be moving too fine, but how much did you invest in making your own part better? Are you adding yourself up into the system that is already corrupt, into the things non-functional? Have you made yourself another book and person of lamentation? You will never go forward if you don't divorce yourself from your old lifestyle. A lazy lifestyle does not always look lazy. Sometimes it looks like endless planning. Sometimes it looks like spiritual language without action. Sometimes it looks like waiting for the right time. Who told you? Every time is right, depending on your conviction about time and your intention of what you want to achieve. Success does not respond to waiting, it responds to order. If you tell yourself, I will make it, I will do my best in order to achieve it, because others have gone that way and they came out successful, you too will become another source of victory. Divorce yourself and discover whom God has planned you to be. You are talented, you are gifted. Don't listen to that bad companion of yours in your lifestyle who tells you you are not good enough. Success, remember, does not respond to waiting. You must go in search of success. And once you get it, you come back victorious. Try it, give it a try, and you will tell your story by yourself. Plans are only good intentions unless immediately degenerated into hard work. You may have good ideas, you may have good plans about how to better yourself, how to have a good future, your better tomorrow. All those things are very good, but if you don't begin to plan and work for them, all those things are dreams. And at a point, you begin to forget them and get discouraged even to move forward. Dear friend, wherever you are watching me at this very moment, let me say this clearly to you. A dating lifestyle is not only about physicalness, it's about mental clutter, emotional avoidance, undisciplined living. When your environment is chaotic, your mind becomes noisy. When your habit lack order, your vision weakens. When discipline is absent, motivation becomes unreliable. Think about it. Work on yourself. Divorce everything that is in you that is not pushing you forward, that is not making you to become the best version of yourself. You cannot pray for clarity while feeding distraction. You cannot expect growth while protecting comfort. You cannot move forward while neglecting or even negotiating with laziness. If you are working with friends or if you are dealing with people who always tell you, no, wait, a time will come. Don't listen to that. Do what you have because you can never tell about the next minute. At this moment that you're being inspired and motivated to do something good for yourself, go for it, work for it, and become the best version. Come out victorious so that the world will celebrate you. Sow an art and you reap a habit. Sow a habit and you reap a character. Sow a character and you will reap a destiny. Because destiny is not built in one big decision, it is built in small daily choices, the choices you make every day. Because the hardest part of divorcing your old self is honesty. The old self is familiar with you. It understands your excuses and it protects comfort. That is the reason you need to come out of your comfort zone. Face the challenges around you and come out victorious. Let go of every fear that will tell you you are making mistake, you are at lost. It is actually a liberation if you divorce your old lifestyle, which is not working fine, and become a better person. Remember, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and it will call it a fate. No. Everything that happens to us is not always accused that it is fate. You may call it whatever you want, but sometimes it's out of our own negligence. Many people call it bad luck. It's often unexamined habits. Growth begins when excuses end. When I divorced my old self, nothing magical happened. There was nothing to share about it at that initial time, but something moved from my real self. I started cleaning what I used to ignore. I started organizing my time instead of apologizing for it. I started keeping promises to myself. And I started little by little making a journey backward into myself that I may be able to rewrite my story. Discipline. Remember that discipline is not punishment, it is self respect. Many times we may look at enthusiasm as something being common. It is very rare because success belongs to those who endure. For this reason, success is not loud at the beginning. It looks like waking up early. It looks like saying no to distraction. It looks like consistency when no one is watching. Success is choosing effort when excuses feels reasonable. What is to give light must be enduring and burning. Growth comes through comfort. Growth costs us our destiny and it makes us to become something that the society will be proud of us. Let me ask you one question. Are you comfortable with your lifestyle at this moment? Are you comfortable with the way things are happening to you? Are you proud of whom you are today? If you are not proud about your success so far, divorce this lifestyle so that you may regain your own freedom. And I have to ask you these questions. What habit are you still married to? What comfort is delaying your future? What version of yourself needs to be released? These are questions you need to ask yourself if you too want to free yourself from this bondage of failure. Sometimes progress does not require opportunities, it requires a clear break. Detach yourself from anything that is not working in your life. Tell yourself, I must make it because others have journeyed this way and they can tell their stories. Your destiny is not different from others. You are born to win. For that reason, you must wake up and do the needful and do your best. This message may seem very short. Reflect and think about it so that you'll be able to know where you are making mistakes and begin to retrace your roots. Because if you don't divorce yourself from your old lifestyle, you can never tell anything good about your progress. The way to start, pick up your divorce papers and do exactly what I did. Just listen carefully. I will tell you what I did in order to free myself from this bondage. I did not live in anger, I left in truth. There were no slammed doors. I left in comfort, only habits quietly exposed by the right and honest days when I told myself I must leave. Laziness sat beside me like a loyal friend, calling delay wisdom and comfort rest. Disorder lived in my rooms, in my thoughts, in the way I postponed becoming who I said I wanted to. I kept saying tomorrow until tomorrow learned my name and stopped coming. One morning, I noticed how busy I was and how little had changed, how full my hands were, and how empty my direction felt. That was the moment I chose separation. I signed nothing, I only stood up and stopped negotiating with the parts of me that feared efforts. Dear friends, living hurts. Familiar lives always do, but staying was costing me my future. So I cleaned what I ignored. I kept promises no one applauded, and I learned the quiet language of discipline and discovered it sounds a lot like self respect. Success did not rush towards me. It walked slowly, steadily, as I learned to walk with it. I am divorced from my old self, not because I hate who I was, but because I loved who I am becoming. And that is the story I can tell you about my journey so far since I detached myself and divorced my lifestyle, which was not productive. Dearest friends, wherever you are, think about your journey and see if you're making any progress. I didn't change my life dramatically. I changed it honestly, and that was enough for me to move on because laziness is rarely noticeable. It arrives quietly and asks you to wait. You can be busy every day and still standing in the same place, busy doing nothing, because discipline is not cruelty to the self, it is respect for the future. Comfort never announces its course, it simply sends the bill later. Because when you are in a comfortable place in your comfort zone, you don't have anything to worry. You feel life is good. Yes. But later, when you realize your future has been compromised, that is the time regret will now become the next stage of your life. Growth begins the moment excuses loses their voice because we have to allow success into our being, into our life, so that it may work with us and become another habit in our own. Divorce your old lifestyle so that you will freely arrive at freedom. It is not something you can just do literally. You must involve God if you want to succeed. God has to be there. You have to make him the president and the chairperson in any of the decisions you make about your progress. And for this reason, dear brothers and sisters, wherever you are watching, tell yourself, examine yourself, make that thorough evaluation about your journey so far, and tell God what you truly desire. Your life at this moment may need a lot of tidying up, a lot of cleaning. You have to start from somewhere. Tell yourself, I must divorce myself from my old lifestyle. If it is your friend or people whom you go with are the ones making you not to make progress, detach yourself from them. If it's places you always frequent that is making you to keep excusing yourself, avoid going to such places. Whatever it is that is making you not to progress, examine yourself and that tiny voice inside of you, which is the Spirit of God, will direct you on what to do. Let us pray. God of truth and patience, I come without excuses at this very moment. I have asked you for change while holding tightly to habits that kept me where I was. I have prayed for growth while protecting comfort. I have hoped for new beginnings without allowing old ways to end. I place before you the self I have outgrown, the delays I defended, the disorder I normalized, the laziness I renamed as rest. Give me the courage to release what no longer leads me towards life. Teach me to love discipline as an act of care, to see order as a form of peace and to understand effort as cooperation with your grace. When consistency feels heavy, stay with me, O Lord. When comfort calls me back, strengthen me, my resolve. When I am tempted to return to familiar limitations, remind me of the future you are shaping with me. Create in me a clean heart and a steady spirit. Let my daily choices reflect the hope I carry. Let my habits honor my prayer. I speak with my mouth. I release who I was into your mercy. I step forward with truth. And if growth asks me to burn away what cannot remain, teach me to endure the fire, knowing that light is being born. This is my prayer, and I wish this is your own prayer through Christ our Lord. Amen. Dear friends, this is the journey I have already made. And since I divorced myself from my old self, I can talk about progress. I can see the changes. I am no longer whom I used to be. Before, I had stage fright. I can hardly talk in the public. I give myself reasons why I should not face challenges, why I should not use the gift God has given me. Many times I tell myself, my voice is too tiny. Probably I am not good enough in order to stand the public. I told myself there are things I can do, but there are others who do it better. I need time. Sometimes I made friends, I met people who encouraged me. I met some friends also who, in their own little way, told me, no, this is not the time. And you know, one thing about life is this: whatever you convince yourself of doing, that you will do. Many times you get people who give you right suggestions about ways to go forward. But if you allow yourself to be conditioned by people's own words, their own advice, and their own conclusion, or even their own evaluation about your own success stories, sometimes it will retard you from moving forward. Listen to every advice that is given to you. Filter what you think is workable in your life, and whatever you decide positively about your future, go ahead and do it. It is the voice of God speaking to you. Never allow God to stay away from every plan, every success story, everything you want to do if you want to succeed in life. Because one with God is majority. If you allow yourself to be crowded with lots of voices, you will miss your target. Learn sometimes to switch off your phone, listen to yourself, listen to nature. There are beautiful things God may be speaking to you through the silence that you may not hear while you are in a noisy environment. Take time to pray. Take time to reflect. Tell yourself and be honest about the things you can do. Don't aspire for things beyond your own getting. You know how strong you are. You know what you can afford. Don't be over dreaming about things that you cannot reach. Dear friends, ask God to direct you. He will send somebody to you who will help you to rearrange yourself. Sometimes you cannot do it alone. You may discover them by listening to those who have done it before you, those who have already made their own records. Allow yourself that possibility of asking questions, because when you tell people your challenges, your difficulties, you'll be able to get responses. But what I will advise you or suggest to you: never listen to any voice that discourages you, any voice that will tell you, no, don't go on. Because most times the suggestions or the advice people give to us may be based on their own desires. Sometimes people tell you not to go because they have seen that you are moving faster than themselves. And you have to know this one truth. It is only your parents, your father or your mother, who can always pray that you become greater than them in the future. Sometimes the friends or the people we meet will want you to progress, but not more than them. Always ask God to direct you on the person or people who will be able to give you the right instruction about ways forward in your life. And as you do that, your story will begin to change. It may not be too immediate, but you will notice that gradual change, even if it's like a drop of water. As you continue to accumulate, you will begin to notice that things are changing in your life. Since I divorced myself from my old lifestyle, I am happy. I feel free. I can talk. I can say things. My ideas, my dreams, I can now feel them with my heart because I did not plan alone. I involved God through prayer, through a lot of commitment. There are good friends who have been supportive in these my success stories. And I ask God to bless them wherever they are. There are too many. I cannot name them, but God knows each and every one of them. As I continue to thank them, their friends, I ask you to be patient and ask God to direct you on which way to move forward. This is my story, and this is a summary of how I divorced myself from my lifestyle. Try it, and you would never remain the same. I am Prisca Nwokorie in a moment with Sister Prisca. Please listen to this video clip, listen to this live stream. If it touches your heart, don't forget to drop your comment. Don't forget to share with others. If you've not yet subscribed to A Moment with Sister Prisca, kindly do so. We are coming up with beautiful topics that will help you positively. Please detach yourself from anything that will not make you to move forward in life. And as you do that, may God continue to bless every of your efforts. Thank you for your time, for joining us, and please recommend this channel to others so that they too will be able to join us in this channel. Watch other videos you find in this channel. Drop your comments, like our page, and please share with others. I am grateful so far for all you are doing for me out there. Thanks for your prayers, and I will keep you all in prayers. Be good out there, do your best, and God will surprise you with His blessings. Thank you for your time. We are going to be back again in this very channel soon. Please hang around, don't go too far. If you have time, watch other videos in this very channel to the end. You will discover something good. So we will be disconnecting and reconnecting back with a different topic. Thank you for your time.